Let's have a property tour, shall we? Bryan Lebo here, and today we are out in Southern Highlands Country Club. And what happens when you take a 12-year-old Lennar home that was perfectly fine, but you reimagine it, you remodel it, and you make it into more of a real semi-custom luxury home that belongs in Southern Highlands Country Club. Today, we're gonna check out this awesome floor plan, and we're gonna see what the new owners did to kind of spruce this up and make it look a little more indicative of the homes around it. So like we normally do, we're gonna start off in the kitchen and talk about the flooring. Now, the entire home main floor originally was actually pretty nice. It consisted of large format porcelain tile that was honed, meaning it was shiny. I thought it looked pretty good. Could have used a little bit of work in some of the areas. Some of the other secondary areas had that skeuomorphic tile look, so it was tile that looked like wood. It just wasn't quite up to snuff to make it into more of a luxury home. So here, the entire main floor consists of that light French oak that's so popular, kind of that California coastal theme. Here, it kind of gets a little of a rustic look, but much, much better implementation. And now we can focus on the details. So we typically start off with the kitchen. So of course we have our obligatory double waterfall edge, but instead of having a real generic quartz counter surface that came with the property, here we have a beautiful leathered quartzite counter surface. It's about 10 feet long, this island, and it really is dramatic and really starts to set this home apart. Love what they did. So of course, we've got bar stool seating for 4 on the apron side, and you're gonna notice that the island cabinetry is different than the cabinetry that's behind me. So kind of a nice contrast, very masculine on this island, and then the tones soften up behind me. So we have our breakfast nook area with a slider off to the side here, which is nice. We've got our double ovens. And like I mentioned, our cabinetry now transitioned to more of a contemporary shaker style cabinetry in this beautiful off-white color that I really like. Now for the counter surface, we have this really, really dramatic granite counter surface. Love what they did. We've got a 3-inch edge profile, and then they ran the counter surface up to the backsplash. And you guys tell me what you think. I like this look. You know, sometimes you see the backsplash ran all the way up to the ceiling, or you'll have a mosaic tile. Here they truncated it and only ran it up about 2 feet high and then created this shelf. So I really, really like the design of it. You can see they added sconce lighting on either side to the ventilation hood, and they even did a little decor to kind of set it off. I really, really love those details. Coming down a little bit further here, we do have our Z-Line 48-inch grill top. I know a lot of you are gonna be happy. We do have a pot filler. Now, the bad news is we only have one dishwasher, but you know the rule, we are under $3 million, so we can get away with one dishwasher. Felonious rule, but it sticks. Now above us, we have the ventilation hood. And one thing I want to talk about is super exciting, drywall. So they sheath the ventilation hood with drywall. Lennar typically, when they drywall their properties, they have a smooth trowel look to it. It's very noticeable. Lennar and Pulte homes of a certain era, they are the ones that use that texture. When they remodeled this home in the areas that they really put a lot of time and effort into, they retextured all the drywall, so now it's a real smooth surface. Looks more like the level 5 drywall you find in very high-end properties. Coming back over the island, here's the sink like we discussed. We do have our undermount sink. And we have a faucet, which is really unique. This was made by Buster and Punch, just because I'm a nerd and I love nerding out on little details. If you guys have never seen Buster and Punch, go to their website. Again, not the sexiest conversation. Check out their light switches. They have the coolest light switches. One of my clients replaced every light switch in their house with Buster and Punch. You'll understand when you go and check it out. Another thing that's wonderful about this kitchen is you have a perfect sight line into the fan room, which you're gonna see in a moment, but a perfect sight line of the television. So when you are in the kitchen, you're part of the conversation in the fan room, and you can still enjoy watching the television as you do your prep work. Really, really lovely. So coming down a little bit further, we have more of that counter surface and backsplash and the shaker style cabinetry. And then over here, you kind of get an idea of this rustic look. So this looks almost like a distressed wood, but it's actually just a veneer on the wood, but it gives it that little rustic tone. So this leads us into the pantry. And I kind of like what they did. So while we have the original cabinetry, you can see it's the kind of flat panel espresso in here. We do have our microwave a little bit above height. I've gone into detail too many times. Watch another video and I'll talk about why the microwave's up here. But here we transition to a little more normal quartz counter surface. And it's a little bit of like a chef's kitchen. But when you come down here a little bit further, there's plenty of pantry space still available. And we even have a little appliance garage here. So if you do have a countertop appliance, you can leave it plugged in and out of sight. You can leave this door open. Really neat. Coming over here to the left side, we do have our built-in refrigeration, standard refrigerator 50-50 split. Oh, I forgot, we have to open it up. We got to show you. Ooh, it's a refrigerator. More cabinetry space here for a little pantry action. Works very well. Now over here on the left side, you can kind of see the drywall difference between the smooth drywall here and then that smooth trowel drywall texture, because this here is a pantry, the chef's pantry that leads into the dining room. So if you are having a formal event, if it's Thanksgiving or holidays, you can kind of make a little buffet return here and then serve all your guests in the dining room. Really neat. Now let's check out this family room, because this is one of my absolute favorite parts of the property. So the most dramatic part is the fact that you have double height ceiling. So when you're in this space, it's very voluminous. It's about 23, 24 feet high. Really, really just gives it an awesome feeling. Obviously behind me, we do have a 15-foot slider to give you that indoor-outdoor living. But I want to focus on this area for a moment because this was pretty radical. Now you can see right now you have this decorative bookshelving that goes all the way up to the entire ceiling. And I think this is kind of tasteful, it's practical, it's cool. In the original inception of this property, this entire wall consisted of just a massive, massive book wall shelf. I think it was a little overdone. It was a lot overkill. And then there was a little weepy area for your television to go. Here, they modernized it. They did a wonderful job. So they preserved a little bit of that bookshelf, and now we have that smooth texture, and we even have a vapor fireplace. Really cool. I wish I could show you, but it was out of water, and I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to buy this house because I messed up the fireplace. But really, really neat. Gives it that modern aesthetic, and we have a quartz hearth on the lower end. So really, really good job of modernizing this in a classy way and getting rid of some of that bookshelving. Now behind me is the primary suite, but we're gonna see the rest of the downstairs before we hit the primary at the end. Coming over here on the left side, this is our powder bathroom, kind of a standard powder bathroom. The original cabinetry is here. We've updated the counter surface to a more modern counter surface. And we have really, really cool lighting here on the ceiling. I love what they did with the illumination. That's really neat. Coming down towards the entry, this leads us into the dining room, which we talked about earlier. So we're gonna step in the dining room for a moment. It's a standard dining room, but over here on the left, this was our pass-through where you had the buffet return that we just talked about. But I love this. We're gonna step outside for a moment. You can keep this open on a nice day like today because you have this covered patio, kind of unique off of the dining room area. But what makes this really, really cool is this also has access. You have ingress and egress into an ensuite bedroom here. So whether you have a kid that's older, maybe going to college, or you have like your in-laws living with you, here's a nice large size bedroom that in this inception has been made to be an office, which is great. I love having an office in the front of the home, but your guests can actually go right out and have their own private patio. Love that feature. Coming in the bathroom, pretty extensive remodel here. So we have a beautiful quartz counter surface. We have brand new cabinetry, very, very contemporary. All the gold package for all the plumbing fixtures. And then we have a beautiful and very, very large shower for a secondary bedroom. We have a massive shower niche. I love when they do that. Beautiful ceramic tile array. Just a perfect, perfect shower for an ensuite downstairs bedroom. So coming out of this bedroom, we have a closet here, and this leads us, you can see over here on the left side, this leads us to the entry where we started off the tour. Now we're gonna head back down this direction towards the primary suite. But first, this is your entrance to the garage. Pretty standard 3-car garage, epoxy floor, water softener system, everything that you would really expect in this level home's garage. Coming over here, they've changed the stairs. I believe in the original version, the stairs, not the best look, but I believe this was that skeuomorphic look. So it was tile that looked like wood planks. Yeah, not as great. So here they went with luxury carpet. It'll definitely save your backside if you're wearing socks in winter and slip. Carpet is better for that. We've got a nice linen closet. And then before you enter into the primary suite, you come into this vestibule area to kind of compress the space and prepare you for coming into the primary. So through this door, we enter the primary suite. We do have the luxury carpet. We have 10-foot high ceilings, which is wonderful for a 2-story downstairs bedroom. And then we have a slider that leads us into the backyard. And I love that this slider leads directly into the jacuzzi. So you can come right from the jacuzzi directly into the bedroom and the bathroom. Speaking of the bathroom, this was another extensive remodel. So coming in here, we have our water closet over here on the left side. And this is very, very spa-like. I love this. So the cabinetry we just saw, this is a much more modern, contemporary style cabinetry, very, very spa-like in the execution. We have very popular Taj Mahal quartz counter surface. I just did a remodel and used that same Taj Mahal, very popular. And then on the same side, opposing it, perfect symmetry, we have her vanity denoted by the makeup. And then over here, we have our floating bathtub, really, really neat. But check out the shower. The shower wasn't bad in the original version, but here we step up. So now we have a 0 threshold, curbless entry into the shower. We have a massive shower niche. We have 2 shower heads, and we even have our handheld, and we have a seating area. Even the seating area is that same Taj Mahal quartz. So really, really beautiful and classy shower. Coming into the closet, we have that luxury carpet again. And this is a really great closet. So they went full custom in the closet. So all of the cabinetry is brand new, fully custom. And this is a cool area. Again, it's a very spacious closet. I believe this is under the stairs. I think they carved out a little more space to make this usable in the closet. And in the original one, great that there's a washer and dryer, but in the original one, it was kind of like an apartment stackable. Here, they made it a little bit wider. They went with an actual real washer and dryer. So we've seen the main floor. Let's meet me upstairs and let's see what's going on up there. All right, guys, welcome to the second floor. I love this perspective. So from up here, you're overlooking the family room, the kitchen, and I just love an open floor plan like this. Part of this floor plan that I love is the fact that it really lives like a single story with the option of the second floor, because your primary is downstairs in the back, and you can even use an office in the front of the property where we saw that beautiful ensuite. So up here, we just have secondary bedrooms, but they're pretty special. So let's check them out. The first one we're gonna walk into is ensuite, and this is in the back of the property. So really lovely, but the best part is the fact that this bedroom has a massive balcony, and I mean massive. So stepping out here, you get an idea. Most primary bedrooms on the second floor don't have a balcony this large. And to note, what's great is you have no neighbors directly behind you, just an interior street for the development. So really, really wonderful. This is the bedroom you give the kid that you really, really like. Coming over here, we have a walk-in closet with custom cabinetry. And then transitioning in here, very spa-like once again, beautiful quartz counter surface. Love the veneer of this cabinetry. And then of course we have a column stack ceramic tile array, and we have a bathtub, so it's perfect for small children, and of course fur berries. Fur berries, I always say fur berries instead of fur babies. Shout out to Deuce. Coming down here, talk about the flooring again. The entire upstairs, with the exception of the bedrooms themselves, which have luxury carpet, we do have that same luxury vinyl plank flooring in the main floor downstairs. This is another area that was completely changed. Love this. So in the original incarnation, this is actually glass barn doors to kind of isolate sound and turn this into more of an executive office, which was cool. But this is a little bit more traditional. So here you can see this is set up as a loft. So if this is where the children's bedrooms are, you can have all the children's stuff up here, so no one who comes into the property has to see all the kids' stuff all over the place. And as they get older, it gives them a great place to kind of hang out and be up here and not bother you when you're watching the game downstairs. Coming down a little bit further, check out the laundry room. So here we have a more modern washer and dryer. We do have a sink, we've got quartz counter surface, and we have a massive, massive linen closet over here. This is literally like someone's pantry back there. It's kind of neat. All right, coming into this bedroom, we have, this one's a basic bedroom. So standard size bedroom, a little bit larger than normal. Once again, all the closets were redone. So we have custom cabinetry in there, nice little area over here to the side. And we're gonna check out the bathroom. So because this is not ensuite, and technically this bedroom is not ensuite, we have an external bathroom, and this also will service the guests who are hanging out in the loft. So we have the double vanities to denote for the 2 bedrooms, custom cabinetry, really nice what they've done. And then we come in here, our toilet and our shower, nice cool tile, a larger shower niche, and we once again have a bathtub. But I love the fact that you can segregate this space with a door, so there's privacy for who's taking a shower, but you still have access to the sinks in case anyone needs to use that. Finally, we end up in this bedroom, large walk-in closet, and this one has tons of natural light, really, really lovely. And you can see we have another balcony for this bedroom, and it's still a large balcony, and this overlooks the front of the property. We're directly over the garage. All right, guys, we've completed the entire main floor and now the second floor. So meet me out back and let's check out what they did to remodel the backyard. All right, guys, welcome to the backyard. We're not quite in the backyard yet, but kind of. So here we have a massive, massive patio cover. This almost extends the entire length of the home, but this is very extensive. So we've got double ceiling fans. We even have a mister system on the outside rim. And while this fireplace and media wall existed before the remodel, it ties in perfectly. I love what they did originally, so no need to change it. But everything else in this backyard has been completely reimagined. So now the patio surface consists of this array of travertine marble, really beautiful. Coming out here, you know, before we had this little sad, weepy plot of real grass that was half dead. Now we have a massive turf area, artificial turf, so no need of water. Very, very low maintenance backyard, but great for the kids and the fur babies. And then let's check out this pool area. So more of that travertine surround, and coming down to the pool. So this is about 600 square feet, which is the maximum that you can build for a pool now, which is perfect for this size and scope of home. Starts to get a little wonky when you start getting up into the larger homes on larger lots, but this is beautiful and clean. You do have the in-floor cleaning system, so no need for the creepy crawly. Beautiful elevated jacuzzi with a waterfall return feature. And I love the Baja shelf here. So you have a Baja shelf, you can fit 2 or 3 chaise lounges, and we have a hole for an in-ground umbrella. Just wonderful, wonderful. You guys tell me what you think. What do you think about this home for the price? Do you like the remodel? Do you think there's a value? Keep in mind, you're in a guard-gated country club surrounding a golf course. This is the closest master plan community that you have to the Strip and the airport. And again, this is a wonderful, wonderful home surrounded by multi-million-dollar homes. But I want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts? Worth the money? What do you think? Special thanks to Nick Devitte for allowing us to film this listing. We got plenty of great tours coming your way, so please be sure to like the video, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys next week with another tour. Until then, deuces.